Hello, and welcome to today's presentation on oil and gas for dummies. My effort would be to give you a nibble-sized knowledge on the topic, which you all can build upon. Topics covered in today's session are: origin of the word petroleum, origin of petroleum, types of reservoirs. Before talking about petroleum, let's talk about the origin of the word, its early uses, and exploration. Petroleum word originated from ancient Greek, later Latin word petra, which means rock, and oleum, which means oil. Hence, rock oil. Early interaction with humans occurred with ancient tar pits, and seepage from underground. These early tars and asphalts were used as medicines, as it had to a certain degree antibacterial properties on wounds, and as construction material found in mortar mixes of ancient ruins. It is also found usage on ancient mummification, of both natural and human origin, due to its preservation properties. Later ancient Chinese even found its fire property, and used bamboo drilling and bamboo pipeline, to transport it from shallow salt traps. There are two theories of origin: organic source, from plants and animals, and, a more controversial and not widely accepted, natural earth element interaction, through interaction of carbon and hydrogen inside Earth. So we will only discuss organic source origin here. Most oil and gas starts life as microscopic plants and animals, also known as plankton, that live in the ocean. Today, most plankton can be found where deep ocean currents rise to the surface. This upwelling water is rich in nutrients and causes the plankton to bloom. Blooms of certain plankton called dinoflagellates may give the water a red tinge. When the plankton dies, it rains down on seabed to form an organic mush. Where sediment contains more than 5% organic matter, it eventually forms a rock known as a black shale. This black shale is shown in the given picture, as an outcrop, which is a rock formation, which moves up due to geological pressure. As black shale is buried, it is heated. Organic matter is first changed by the increase in temperature into kerogen, which is a solid form of hydrocarbon. Around 90 degrees Celsius, it is changed into a liquid state, which we call oil. Around 150 degrees Celsius, it is changed into a gas. A rock that has produced oil and gas in this way is known as a source rock. Hot oil and gas is less dense than the source rock in which it occurs. Oil and gas migrate upwards up through the rock in much the same way that the air bubbles of an underwater diver rise to the surface. The rising oil and gas eventually gets trapped in pockets in the rock called reservoirs. Now we will briefly discuss about types of oil and gas reservoir we most hear about. They are broadly categorized into conventional reservoir, which is further categorized into onshore and offshore. These conventional reservoirs are based on oil and gas, which have escaped from its source rock, and have been trapped in one of the stratigraphic traps, which we can discuss in another presentation in detail. Unconventional reservoir are, as the name suggests, have unconventional stratigraphic location, and are generally not bounded by conventional traps. Some of the examples are CBM or coal bed methane, shale gas and oil sands, and gas hydrates. We will discuss these in different presentation individually as well, as these are themselves broad topics for a nibble-sized video. With this we come to the end of today's session. Hopefully you all have learned something of interest. Well, if you like to learn more, subscribe to the channel, and I will try to bring in more topics in small videos. Until then, it's goodbye from Shivendra Pandey, your host. Be safe, and keep learning.